Remember when the G80 first came out? Let me remind you what it looked like. I'm sorry, let me get the right photo up. I don't know what's wrong with my computer. It keeps bringing up these animal photos. Let me get the right photo up. So amongst all the controversy, overall the car looked pretty good. But that front end, whew, man, what were those designers thinking about at BMW? So we kind of learned to live with it for a while, and you know, some people started to like it more, and other people like myself I just couldn't wrap my head around the front end. I didn't like it. Every day I was wondering, you know, man, when is that company gonna come out with something that's gonna completely transform the front end and make this car likable again? So after some time, the beautiful people at Vorsteiner decided, hey, we're gonna change the front end by switching out and modifying the grille. So they did a pretty good job. I would say in person it looks really good. I've seen a couple at the local Cars and Coffee, and it definitely makes a big difference in the front end. But the weird geometry still remains in the front, and I still wondered, hey, when is that company gonna come out and completely change this front end? So the point of this video is to look at what I'm calling the facelift, but it's not the actual facelift because it's not from BMW, it's from another company. But I want to call it facelift because it definitely changed up the front end completely. So disclaimer, it is not the facelift, it is just a modified bumper from a company called Adro. Apparently Adro's out of California. I've never heard of them, but they do make parts for other BMWs and such. And they came out with a carbon fiber front bumper and lip for the M3 and M4. I initially first saw it on European Auto Sports, EAS. It's a company out here that works on cars, and they had posted something about the front end. And I saw it and I was like, whoa, bro, that looks amazing. So I decided to look more into it. I found their website and man, it looks really good. But it's not perfect. So the whole point of this video is to just kind of give my thoughts. What are my ideas on this new bumper? 95% of it is really good, but I do have a few things that I don't really like about it, but I think I'd have to see it in person to really make that final decision. So let's see what it looks like. So I'm going to kind of look at and show you guys in real time what I like about the front end first. So obviously they have changed the shape of the grille, but one thing that I really like is that it does not extend all the way to the bottom of the bumper. You still have sort of like another grill here, and I really like that. I really like that it doesn't extend all the way to the bottom because of course it just changes up how large the grill actually looks. Although it still might be big in person, I think that by not extending it all the way to the bottom of the bumper, it looks smaller. It's also quite nice that they didn't really go for you know, the design that BMW did, which has like all these sort of lines and such. Instead they just went for the, looks like sort of like a honeycomb looking design there. They still have the sensor in the front, which I think still looks better than the previous sensor. It looks a little bit more clean. And what I really like, man, I really love these lines right here. This looks super aggressive, and they sort of come down to the bottom here. Man, that was a nice move right there. That looks super good. Just makes the car look really wide. So it looks like they were able to achieve this by sort of bringing the grille down and increasing the amount of bumper here. From the front, that looks really good, and I'm going to touch on that in the second part of this video because I don't know if I actually like that part. So I like that they provided sort of like this comparison picture of the old front bumper and the new front bumper, and you can clearly see that the new one looks heck of a lot better. I don't want to drag this part on too much, but you know, mainly you can see the grille design has changed, and then the side sort of grills here, and this part of the bumper is different. Now that I see this part, it looks way better than this part right here. It's more aggressive, and I think it just, all the lines sort of flow in a nice direction. They almost all sort of point towards the grille, bringing your attention there. The lines on the previous bumper are just kind of just go off into somewhere. From what I can get off their website, it sounds like this front lip here is not going to come with the bumper. It's like an extra cost. That's fine. I mean, it It's still probably going to look really good without it, but the addition of that sort of front lip there, it actually looks really good. So as for the part that I'm unsure about, or I think I don't like just based off the pictures, is if you look at the bumper from sort of a side angle. So looking straight on, bumper looks beautiful. It looks really, really good. But when you look at it from a side angle, this is the part where I'm not 100% sure, and I'd have to look at it in person, but it appears to me that the front end now sort of looks like it just extends so far. I mean, it's like from here, and it was like all the way down here. That just looks really, really long. It looks like the front end has been elongated. And I know that they had to do that in order to achieve this design, but there's just so much bumper here that I don't know if that's gonna look good from a side angle. I'm gonna look online and see if there's any photos of the car in a complete side profile to see how far it actually sticks out. But from this angle, I don't know. It looks like it's pointing out too much. I'm also not too sure about this little dimple right here, or that line, whatever you want to call it. Everything on the side looks good. You know, I don't mind that at all. And obviously this lower front grille and these side grills just look beautiful. Sensor placement, it's kind of an awkward spot to put it, but where else are you gonna put it? I mean, it has to go somewhere. So I was able to find a picture online of the side angle, and it actually looks better than it does on the corner angle, but still it's because you can't see the top of the bumper. Obviously, if you're gonna be standing on the side of it, you're gonna have some height, so you will be able to see, you know, this part of the bumper here, and it just might look a little too elongated, but I think it still looks better than the stock one. I mean, that hands down. The last thing I want to touch on is the price. It's $3,500. Obviously, it's going to be expensive because it's carbon fiber, but there will also be an additional cost for the lip. The lip is $700 on sale, but it's $800 normally. And then they made some other things like side skirts, which are $2,200, and then there's a rear diffuser, which is $3,450. I mean, you're looking at over $10K just to sort of transform the look of this car. But I don't think the rest of the car has too much of a problem. Oh, I forgot the wing, which is $3,450. So you're well over $10,000 just to sort of give it that look. So you're going to be at about $15,000 just to give your car the Adro look, and that's pretty steep. I think if you got the front bumper and the lip, that would be more than enough to make this car look a lot better. I don't know how necessary it is to get the side skirts and the rest of the parts that they make for it to make the car look good. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Is it an improvement? Is it not? Would you spend that much money to change your G80's front end, or is the Vorsteiner grille enough? My personal take on it is if you can afford a G80, then you can afford to get the front bumper, and I think the front bumper is totally worth it. I'd get the lip to go with it, and then maybe later down the line I would look at that wing and maybe the side skirts. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe if you want to see more videos. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.